I'm at the New York Stock Exchange with Dan Caruso, CEO of Zayo Group, which just went public today. Dan, a lot of private fiber networking companies have been eager for Zayo to go public because it really gives the sector a public benchmark for the first time since you bought AboveNet a couple of years ago. How significant do you think it is?
I think it's pretty significant. Our company's unique in that we have a whole bunch of fiber network that we put to work as bandwidth infrastructure. So for that sector of the space, there's a lot of companies looking toward us to see how we do and what that means for themselves.
Right, and so there are a lot of companies that have fiber, but many of them are involved in more traditional telecom services than Zayo is.
Exactly. Zayo's really an infrastructure company. We put our fiber to work by making it available to those who need the largest amounts of bandwidth, the big internet content companies, wireless carriers, media companies in general. So it's a different type of proposition than a traditional telecom service provider.
Now, consolidation has been a big part of the Zayo story. You've done 32 acquisitions. How does that look going forward after the IPO? Is consolidation still part of the story?
Most likely. We're more focused on our organic side of the business, but we'll continue to be acquisitive. It's our nature. So we have plenty of cash to do so. We'll continue to participate in that. But our main priority is the organic performance of our business.
Okay, so now as you're looking to grow the business, is this a US story? Are there overseas components? Could you look to Europe or other markets?
So 12% of our revenue is in Europe today. We have a very strong, deep network in both UK and France. And there's a good possibility we'll look to expand in Europe, but only if we find the right opportunities available to us.
Okay, and finally, you know, private equity was also a big part of the Zayo story. You raised a lot of private equity in a number of rounds from a number of backers. How did that play into the timing of the IPO and why you decided to go public now?
Yeah, so Zayo actually generates positive cash flow. So the need for proceeds was primarily secondary, not primary. It's because our early investors invested back in 2007 and 2008. So they're 8 years into their investment cycle, and they need to start to see a path toward liquidity. So that's what really drove the IPO process.
Okay, well Dan, thanks very much. I'm Chris Nolter from The Deal.